All right, we got another joke today. Now, I think this joke is a bit more advanced than some of the jokes in my recent videos, but I'll let you be the judge of that, okay? You can decide if it's harder or if it's easier. Okay, so let's take a look. So there's a guy pulling a piece of wood, okay, and he's thinking, the captain sure does give some weird commands. Okay, the captain sure does give some weird commands. Okay, so that's what he's thinking. Okay, so what was the captain's command? Okay, he says the captain sure does give some weird commands. Okay, so we need to know what was the captain's command, right? So take a look at the picture. Okay, let's break it down a bit. So who is this guy? What does he do? What's his occupation? Well, he is a pirate, right? He's a pirate. Do you know what a pirate is? Okay, like how do you know he's a pirate? Well, we know he's a pirate because of his clothing, right? He's got a big gold ring in his ear. He's got a bandana. He's got sort of a scruffy beard. He's got a tattoo of an anchor on his arm. Right, so we know he's a pirate. You know, everybody in Western culture would know he's a pirate. Now, probably there are probably people in the world who don't know what a pirate is. So I'll just tell you what a pirate is. Okay, a pirate is a person who lives at sea on a pirate ship, and he makes a living by attacking other ships and stealing their stuff. Okay, so that's basically what a pirate is. A pirate lives at sea for most of their lives, and they stay alive by attacking other ships and stealing their stuff. Okay, so we can see that he is a pirate. Okay, and he's pulling this piece of wood, and the piece of wood is on a leash. Okay, it's like he's walking his dog. You know, when you walk your dog, you take your dog outside and you have your dog on a leash, right? It's not a string, it's not a rope, it's called a leash. Okay, and you can see that around the piece of wood there's a collar, just like there would be on a dog, right? A dog wears a collar. Well, so it's like he's walking a dog, but he's not. It's not a dog, it's a piece of wood. Okay, so we need to look at these clues in the picture to understand this joke. Now, unfortunately, we need to know a little bit more about pirates. We can't just have a superficial understanding of pirates, that they live at sea and they steal from people. We need a deeper understanding of pirate culture. Okay, like I said, this is very common in Western society. We have a lot of movies and stories about pirates. You might have seen Pirates of the Caribbean. It's one of the most famous movies, I would say, or series of movies in the past. I don't know, when did they come out? 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago? So it's a very popular thing to have movies or stories about pirates. So it's good to know about pirates. Okay, so we need a deeper knowledge. Now, one thing that happened, that if you've seen pirate movies or stories, you've probably heard of maybe this word. Okay, the word is mutiny. Mutiny. Do you know what mutiny is? Imagine if we are on a pirate ship together. Okay, we're on a pirate ship, and the captain is going somewhere, right? The captain is the boss of the ship, right? So the captain makes all the decisions. The captain steers the ship and is in charge of his crew. So let's imagine, we're on the ship. We've been at sea for months and months, and we're just tired. We're bored. We're lonely. We want to go back home. We've lost confidence in the captain. We don't even trust that he knows what he's doing, right? We want to go this way, and he's going this way, and we're just, we're fed up with his leadership. So I tell you, let's overthrow the captain. Okay, let's form a rebellion. Get some people together and rebel against the captain and overthrow him and take charge of the ship. Okay, so we will be the captain. We will take charge of the voyage. Okay, that's called a mutiny. A mutiny when people rebel against the captain. Okay, and we would be mutineers. Mutineers. Okay, so we are mutineers conducting a mutiny against the captain. Okay, so that's an important concept to understand in the world of pirates. Because, I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're living on a ship for months and months, that's, it's very common for people to want to overthrow the captain and do something, maybe go back home or go somewhere else. So it's a very common part of pirate stories. Okay, now, what do you think the captain would do if he found out about the mutiny? What would he do? Well, he would put an end to the mutiny and he would kill the people involved in the mutiny, right? Now, how would he kill them? What form of execution would he use? Well, in pirate stories, okay, there's really only, I think, one form of execution that is specific to pirates. Okay, and it's called walking the plank. Okay, walking the plank. Now, walking the plank is where they extend a plank of wood out from the side of the ship. Okay, a board of wood is called a plank. Okay, so if you build a house here in Thailand, the houses are made of like bricks and concrete. But in Canada, if you build a house, you need planks of wood. A plank of wood is just a piece of wood that's cut into very common sizes of planks are like a 2x4. Okay, a 2x4. It's about that thick and about that wide. I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 feet long. Okay, that's a plank of wood, and you use planks of wood in North America to build houses. Okay, so they extend a plank of wood out from the side of the ship, and then they usually blindfold the prisoner and tie the prisoner's hands maybe behind the person's back, and they force the person to walk off the edge of the plank into the water, and then they just drown to death, right? Because if their hands are tied, they can't swim, right? So that's a form of execution that you need to understand, and it's called walking the plank. Walking the plank. Okay, let's come back to the joke and see if we can understand it. Now, I'm sure you already get the joke, right? You already get why it's funny. Well, it's funny because this pirate misunderstood his captain. His captain told him to walk the plank, gave him the command, you need to walk the plank. Maybe this pirate is a mutineer. Okay, so the captain said, you need to walk the plank. But he misunderstood his captain to mean like walking your dog, So he took the plank, he's walking the plank as a person would walk their dog, right, on a leash with a collar. Okay, so he's taking the plank for a walk. He's walking the plank. Okay, so the joke is funny because walking the plank could have two meanings. One of the meanings, which is really the only real meaning, is the form of execution, right? Where you walk along and you drown to death, okay? But he misunderstood it to mean something else, which nobody would do. That's why the joke is funny, because he's, it's surprising that he's interpreting the phrase walk the plank in this way. Okay, so he understood it to mean take the plank for a walk, just like a person would walk their dog, right? So that's why it's funny, walk the plank. Now it's a bit more advanced, right? Because you need to know two things. You need to have a good understanding of pirate culture, which maybe people don't have. And the second thing is you need to have a knowledge of very specific vocabulary, right? That this piece of wood is called a plank. If you don't know that this piece of wood is a plank, you'll miss the joke, right? So it's sort of, the word plank, I would say, is a very specific word, right? It's a specific way to describe a piece of wood. It's not just any piece of wood, it's a plank of wood, like a board, right? So I think it's advanced. Maybe you disagree. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think this joke is like intermediate, beginner, advanced? But, some people think advanced English is like, big words that doctors or lawyers would use. Well, even I don't understand those words, legal words, doctor words, but I would consider myself an advanced English speaker. Why? Because I know words like this. The word plank isn't a big word, but it's a specific word. It's a specific word. I would say every native English speaker knows what the word plank means. They know that this is a plank, and they know that this is a pirate. Okay, so those are the two things that maybe someone is missing. And the way jokes work is very often jokes have 2 or 3 things that are sort of working together, and you need to understand all of them. You can't just understand one piece. You have to understand both pieces of the joke to find it funny. Okay, so I hope you get the joke after my explanation. Let me know down there in the comments if you didn't get it. Then maybe one of my other students can explain it a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I'm not good at explaining things, but I try. I just try to walk you through all the different pieces. The pirate's clothing, the piece of wood called the plank, the pirate culture. So I don't know how else I could explain it, but that's the joke. He's saying the captain sure does give some weird commands, right? Because he doesn't understand. Why would the captain tell him to walk the plank? Right? So he doesn't know what the real meaning is, to walk, to his death as a form of execution. But anyway, hope you get the joke. Hope you find it funny, and hope you guys are having a great day. And I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.